So we've entered a really incredible age, I think, of visual culture when it comes to females, and I'll just fly through some of these since I think I'm preaching to the choir here a little bit. But the fact that we are seeing so many women on the world stage right now, the fact that we have my best friend Beyonce on the VMAs, not only flashing the word feminist behind her for so many millions of people to see, so many millions of kids to see, but also defining it for everybody. A golden age of television with the rise of a new female protagonist who's not only a wife, only a mother, only a love interest, but somebody who's complicated, messy, who's telling her own story. And when we're starting to see box office stats that support that when a film passes the Bechdel test, the test that a film has to have two female characters in it who have a name, who talk about something other than a man to each other, that films that pass the Bechdel test actually bring in much more box office money. From a Getty Images perspective, my role is to study our data, it's to study visual culture in general, and to work with our 40,000 contributors around the world to create content for the site so that hopefully if I'm doing my job well, we have images on the site before everybody in this audience even knew that they needed them. I have access to all kinds of juicy, juicy data like what you have on the screen, which allows me to make arguments and persuade our photographers to shoot the kind of content that we think is going to sell well. Things like our top search terms, which for the last 4 years have been, in this order, woman, family, business. We've seen remarkable change in a really short span of time in terms of our top selling images, and I love to look at top selling images of women and see how they've changed over time. So what you see on the screen is our top selling image of a woman in 2007. Looking very passive and objectified and maybe drugged, I don't know. She is naked, she doesn't have very much to do, as opposed to just 5 years later, where she's still attractive, what we would call aspirationally attractive, but in a much more relatable way. She's on a train, she's going on a journey, she has forward momentum in her life, and she gets to wear clothes, which is very exciting. Here you have our top-selling image of a woman from last year. We don't even care what she looks like in this image. We care that she is doing something, presumably taking over social media. And here's our top-selling image so far this year, and we only have a couple months left, so we'll see if this is true by the end. But what I love about this is, especially in our industry, there used to be this belief that you always had to stick a woman in a bathing suit. Well, if you stick her in a bathing suit, she can still be powerful and strong and agile and tell a phenomenal story.